been a while since I've done a live. Hope it's working. Of course, nobody's probably up. Alrighty, it looks like it's working. Hey Slacks. Hey Darren. But it's been a while since I've done a live. Dad's sleeping, so figured I'd come out and putter on this 500i cylinder for my buddy Grant, and so figured I'd grind on a cylinder and do a live at the same time. Yeah, I see you too, Tanton. JK. So, I already started on this cylinder. I got my lines marked out in here. This is where I definitely don't want to go past. I'm not going to take it to them. I'm going to cut just a little bit shy of it, but I got to raise the roof I started on. I've got the chamber cut and the base done, and I figured I'd work on the exhaust and do a live for you guys. So I'm going to jump over here and get to grinding if you guys are alright with that. Nothing. I'm just using that bit right there and gonna dip it in some oil. I'm getting to where I can't see with my glasses on up close anymore, so I got safety glasses on, but my normal glasses are sitting over there. I hope this is in frame. Didn't think to look at that. I think it is. Is it in frame when I'm sitting down grinding? See if that's any better. Hopefully my battery don't die. But I got the phone plugged in, and the battery for my flashlight. You never want to be in a rush when you do this stuff. That's how mistakes happen. And then you stop every now and then, check, make sure that you're pulling even on where you wanna grind to. Seems how this is not my saw. I'm gonna arch the roof a little bit more. It makes it easier on the rings. Sometimes I'll push the roof a little flatter on my own stuff. If it's somebody else's, I like to do the offers more of a guarantee it's not going to hang a ring. A little less desirable for maximum performance, but hope you guys are having a good night. And you know, like, I'm not going crazy on that. That's just lukewarm. If you guys are getting your bits hot, then you're pushing too hard and you're spinning it too fast. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm working farther out now off the exhaust port. The more you guys do this, the easier it'll become for you to get the desired shapes that you guys are after. I've just made it to the top of my Sharpie line. I want to get to the bottom of it. I set it for 102, but I haven't made my mind up if I want to go 102 on this or 100. I haven't fully committed yet, so I figured I'd get it at 102 and shape the port the way I want it and do a little more stewing on it. And I talked to my buddy on it, and he's fine either way. Yeah. I might have to run over and shut my air compressor. I'm surprised it ain't kicked on yet. Totally forgot about that. It sure knows when I'm on a phone call. I'll show you guys the progress on it. You can kind of see the shape I'm going. Looks blurry. Can you guys see that okay, or? Flashlight's getting warm. A lower setting. I don't go live very often, do I, guys? Now, if you guys don't like using Sharpies or markers or whatever, you can use Dicom. I've done it either way. I'm just currently out of Dicom, so I'm fine with my Sharpie method. By changing speeds and movement, you can change your texture. I'm liking how it's looking so far. And once again, that's not hot, but I don't like them And that's just WD-40 that I have in that little thing. I'm not trying to ignore you guys, I'm just kind of doing my little thing here, but live, so. Wipe my dust away. Just about got the inside roughed to where I want it. I leave a little bit of that black line left there, so when I go in with the sandpaper, I don't overshoot my numbers. But, those that overshoot their numbers all the time either aren't taking readings right, or they're getting too anxious and graining out too much, and you have to take into account for, you know, you're cleaning up the ports and polishing it and getting rid of all your burr marks afterwards. And sometimes you gotta find certain things to set things on to reach what you're after. Now the first 500 that I ported, I took this thing out huge. I actually took it out to a size of a 660 and then blended the walls into it. And then two that I did for the logging saws, I did not. I just did a nice transition in and only took it out just a scooch. And I didn't really notice any drop in power, so I'm not going to take this one's exhaust port out huge either. We'll see how he likes it, because if all else fails, you can always go back in. But once you take something out, it's a whole lot harder to get it back. Stuff there I don't like. I can see a casting line in there. I'm going to try to clean that up. I'll probably do my final shaping with some 80 grit. Hopefully you guys can see okay. At least I'm getting you guys some sort of content. It's been hit or miss lately. I've had my hands full with my dad. Now I'm not going to take much off the bottom. Actually, I don't even think I'm going to use the carbide on there because that piston already sticks up farther than I want to anyway, so I don't want to lower that any. There's a spot. Alright, now it's time to switch tools out. This is just a bolt that I cut a slot in that happens to fit in here. A piece of 80 grit. This is just a piece of 80 grit right here. Tad too big. This is longer than my bit, so I can blend things in. You don't spin it real fast. This 80 grit's removing some material. I'm pushing pretty firm. Now this dust that's coming off here is probably not good for you. With all the health problems I got going on, I don't think I'm too worried about it. Alright, now I'm gonna go over the bottom here with some 80 grit, blend that in. I just keep working it back as it gets duller. This is 180. Maybe this up here. You can get this stuff online too. Probably cheaper online. I got a buddy that owns a body shop, so I still just go in there when the tool guys and stuff show up. I'll just when I need more, I just tell them to get me more and go down and pick it up. There's a slight imperfection in there that I don't like what I'm seeing. This is why you always stop short when you're cutting your cylinder out, so you can shape it the way you want it. Yeah, I'm liking that. Time to switch to. Now that's still a good piece. So a lot of times I just pull it off and set it over there. Now it's time for 180. I think that's what's this one. Might as well finish this little guy up. Now the thinner the paper, I pull a little bit more out because it rolls up tighter than that coarser stuff. It's probably a bit too long, but we can adjust it. So on to the next grid. Like I said, you just don't spin it fast. The finer the grit, the finer the dust you get. Probably not good for you. If you guys notice, I'm never in a rush. Just doing my little thing in here. It's getting dull. And if you spin this too fast, you'll get this hot, and then the glue will ooze out, and then all of a sudden you're smearing glue all around in there. That's not good. Yeah, so this stuff's kind of like therapy for me. No, I don't think I've released that video yet. I made a video where I did the bass and chamfered it. I think it's actually still uploading to YouTube. My phone's really going slow. Putting at the bottom of that first. You kind of have to adjust this size of this to your edges and your corners and stuff to get it in there. I can see the scratches from the previous grit. I'm just working them out. spots on this bottom side. I don't know how much of that on the bottom I'm going. I really don't want to lower that roof or lower the port any at all. This one's going to have some intake duration for sure. She's setting at 90 after the machine work, so I won't even have to touch the bottom of the intake. I cut roughly 55 thousandths out of that chamber. Alright, now it's time for the next grit. Next grit's going to be 220. And then after 220, I typically chamfer my port. I'll show you how I do that here in a minute. What this is doing is pulling the 180s out. Now there's a big, huge debacle about polishing the cross ports. I like to. Typically, if you do get one that's got lots of hours on it and the carbon built up in there, typically the carbon will curl up and just blow out instead of staying stuck and built up in there and then built up against your piston and can carbon score your piston like the old Macs are known for. Now, the finer the sandpaper you go, the sooner it does load up. But I'm working pushing in different areas on the sandpaper. This one's done. Peel that off a little bit. I know, probably not a very good video. I have no way of checking to see if you guys are commenting or anything. But figured it's just something different for the channel. Shrink this down. Some of them bottom ones I'm probably not going to be able to get the way I want them to. Just a little bit smaller. I'll show you the progress of it so far. I'll show you the faint line. Can you guys see? There's just a little bit of that black line left. And I'm going to chamfer this now. I'll show you guys how I do that. And then when I go to the 600 and the 800 and then the Scotch-Brite, I'll land right on my 102 that I was after. After you guys do these a lot, you kind of get a feel on what you can take out. And this is just a round diamond, burr. At least this is a bigger cylinder. Some of them little ones are real You want to get this set up comfortable because you do not want to slip. And then I'll go in here. I typically start at one side. If you feel your tool start to move, take a pause, regrip. You definitely don't want it slipping. If you slip anywhere, you want it to be inside your exhaust port instead of your cylinder wall. This cable's starting to get pretty hammered. I'm trying to extract all the life that I can get out of it. I've got another one. Even though I didn't touch the bottom of that, I'm still going to put a chamfer on the bottom side. Don't get in a big yank doing this, because if you do that, mistakes will happen, or you'll get overly excessive and blow plating off. Slow and steady, guys. See the chamfer I put in there. Now that chamfer is rough. That's not good enough now. But we'll go back over to this. Grab one of these. That's 180. There's 220. I drank a Monster, so I'm pretty jittery. I haven't had one of them in quite a while. Probably not the smartest thing to do in recording, but now what I'm doing in here is I'm actually inside the port, and all I'm doing is kind of cleaning up that a little bit. I can't get it with the thumb yet. All I did was took them heavy burrs off there. Now let's switch over to 600 grit, which I should have some. This is just round, sticky 600 grit right here. And I do twirl this stuff just a little bit faster. Can't see what you're doing. Stuff your light in there. Don't be scared to move it around to get into places that you can't. Now this stuff will load up real fast. When it does, there's still a few marks in there I'm not too happy with, but we still got one more pass of 800 to do, so hopefully we can get them worked out. See how I'm in no rush. I just putter away at it. These marks out. There's some on the bottom, they're just going to be there no matter what, because I'm not lowering the floor. I'm not gonna, I'm just cleaning the floor off. You guys can see it when it's all polished. I think I'm done with 600. I'm going to find my 800. This is 800. Cut it, but apparently cut all the way through where I used a bum razor blade. This stuff I ordered online, and see these, from where it's rolled up, the glue actually went from one sheet to the other, which completely ruined this stuff for doing body work, but it works perfect for fort work. So I guess I'm recycling it pretty good. So now we're on to the 800 grit. This stuff really lets you know where your bad spots are. So it's all glazed up now. Peel it off, didn't bite. Inside that have that bad spot anyway. Bad spot over here. Chew my fingernails off, so it's normally I can get it. Razor blade. Just shining the flashlight in my eyes, so that's awesome. Let's get the bottom here. Like I said, that bottom's going to have a bad spot back by the cylinder wall. I'm not lowering the floor to get that out. Alright, let's show you guys this. A lot of people would be totally satisfied with the 800 I'm not sure what you guys are talking about there. I missed out on a lot of the conversation, but that's the 800 grit finish. Now we're going to take it a step above that. Sometimes you can skip the 800 and go to a gray, or I mean a red. I'm going to jump right over to a gray because it's finer. Peel that off. And I like this stuff because I can get in there and it'll flare out around where I chamfered and smooth that up. And of course, can't find what I'm looking for. And right here, this is like a polishing. I get some compound in there, and After I get a good layer of compound, I'll just dip that in my WD-40. And then the slurry starts. It takes that compound and the aluminum. It does a pretty decent job. We used to do this on aluminum race heads. Glad I don't port them anymore. Let's spray this out. If I can find my spray. Now all my reference lines are gone because the Sharpie washed away, but alrighty guys. It's got a little bit of residue on it, but I don't know if I got, use my t-shirt maybe. It's probably dirtier than a rag. But yeah, attachment where you can use sandpaper and Scotch-Brite. I guess I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a bolt with a slot in it that I put in there. But and before assembly, I'll take some 600 or 800 grit paper and I'll run my chamfering real good. It feels pretty good right now, but it never hurts to double check. Can't never do that stuff enough. But so yeah, so now the next step in this, which I don't know if I'll get to it tonight or not, is to do the transfers. That's the next huge step. The exhaust is done. I do with my normal glasses. Can't see far away without them, but so I don't know. What do you guys think of that? How bad of a video did I make? Grab a bolt. Trying to remember what bolt that was. Some carburetor bolt out of, I think, a Honda engine or something that I used. But any bolt will work. I like stuff that don't have threads on it. Here, I took one of these, cut the end off, and then took them little tiny disc cutters for the Dremels and just cut a slot down it, and then I just clamp onto the threads, and that's all that is. This is just some bolt for a carburetor. That'll be my next, when that one wears out, that'll be my next one. Let's see if I can show you. See, it's just nothing fancy. Hopefully that helps somebody out anyway. Can't believe it's been 45 minutes. So it took me 45 minutes, probably a touch over, probably 50 minutes, because I'd already started on that port before deciding going live. So that's just one one port. Like I said, that's why I'd never make it as a production porter. It would drive me bonkers. I take my time when I do that stuff. It just works out better for me. But looks like I got four. No, they're not all eighth inch. Some are the, like, these ones are a little smaller in diameter. These are the dental grade ones. I find they last longer for me. All these type of bits are eighth inch or standard Dremel. The Lucky Dog grinder takes real tiny ones. But if you guys don't have one of these, this thing is a blessing. It is so handy, especially on smaller cylinders. But I have, these El Cheapo ones here that I cut down the bits for, and I use a lot of stones in them. You can do a lot with these too. I still use these quite a bit. And then these are just El Cheapo ones that you can get on eBay. And my motors that run them are just them $40 Harbor Freight wood carving grinders. I would like a reversible one someday, but it's not in the budget. Doing uppers, having a reversible one would probably be another huge blessing. But so I don't know. What do you guys think of that live there? Did I bore the crap out of you? Yep, I got the football diamond as well. I use it quite a bit. The only reason the little bits in there is I was using it to do some finesse work. I'm hoping we're going to get some rain this weekend. We need it pretty bad. We're all just chatting with each other. Nice to see the magic happen, Brisco. I don't know about magic. It's just me puttering on stuff. I'm just doing me. I'm just glad to be out in the shop. It's not fun being cooped up in the house. I'll probably pay for it tomorrow with no sleep, but it is what it is. I'm hoping by Saturday, I should have that running by Saturday, I think, if I can get out here, depending on how Dad is throughout the day. I sneak out here when I can. But I am probably gonna have to. I wished I could go to Sawfest, but the way things are playing out right now, it is probably not going to happen. I'll have it running. Yeah, I wish. But I got a little bit longer leeway on it anyway. The guy that owns it, he's out in California right now, so doing some business or whatever. So I'm hoping to have it done by the time he's coming up through Michigan, so I can he's going to drop off my white saw, and hopefully I can hand him his saw, and that way it'll save shipping. So, but I think I'm going to have to call this a vid here, because I got to get back in and make sure things are all good. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had rain. Grass is all turning brown. So I see. What did I do, Miss somebody donating to the channel. I see $16.99 up in the corner. I'm not sure what I'm reading it. I don't know who donated to that, but whoever it was, thank you. Yep, I appreciate all the prayers. Dad has his good days, his bad days. So you guys all take it easy and have a good night. I got to figure out how to shut this thing down. Chippy don't. Oh, thanks, Chippy. All right. I got to figure out how to shut this down now. I'm punching stuff. Nothing's happening. All right. Hit this X over here, see what that does.